A lot of people use a phone or a mirrorless camera to record their videos. However, I still use a camcorder, and here's why. The first reason why I prefer camcorders over other cameras is because it has a headphone jack for listening to audio, but it also has a microphone port, so you can attach different microphones. But there are also more ports, for example an HDMI port, which a phone doesn't have. Another reason is the large and smooth zoom. Most camcorders have a very large amount of zoom, and that is something that I really like. So you can zoom really close to the subject, and of course phones are getting much better zooms these days, for example the Galaxy S23 Ultra. However, when you zoom in it isn't as smooth. When you zoom in with a camcorder you can get a nice slow zoom or a little bit of a faster zoom. However, when you zoom in with a phone, because it has multiple lenses and switches between them, it looks a lot less smooth. Mirrorless cameras have much larger sensors, which means that the glass needs to be bigger, and that means that it will also get more expensive to get large amount of zoom. Buying a large zoom lens is almost as expensive as this camera itself. Also, the lens of most camcorders, including the one that I'm recording on, has a very close focus distance. So if you want to get a nice macro shot, then you can get it. And that is something that I really like, because I shoot a lot of product videos. Then you want to get really close and show details of the product. And with cameras like these you need to get a dedicated macro lens, and that one doesn't zoom most of the time. And then you have to swap lenses constantly. It's very annoying. The ergonomics of the camcorder is also amazing in my opinion. They are much better than any other camera. For example, on this camera you have a small grip, which is a bit uncomfortable in my opinion. And on a phone you hold it like this and you might drop it or something might happen. But with this one you have a nice strap. It feels very comfortable, and because of this grip it is safely in your hand, so you won't drop it. You easily have the controls for the recording and the zooming. Another reason why I like camcorders is the automatic lens protection. When I close it, it will automatically protect the lens, which phones don't have. And with mirrorless cameras you have to put on a lens cap, which can be a bit annoying. Not every camcorder has this. For example, this one has a small switch on the side, but in my opinion it's much better than having to put a lens cap on. Another reason is the nice menu controls. Sadly, this camcorder doesn't have full menu control, but if I quickly want to adjust the white balance, I can adjust it. And that is also for aperture priority or shutter priority, and that isn't really possible on a phone. And here you can see I can switch between my white balance while I'm recording. But with this camera I can only adjust the white balance while I'm not recording. I can also choose between different battery sizes, so if I want a small one or a big one, I can make it small if I want it light and compact, but if I want to have a long battery life, then I can attach a big one. And the battery that I'm using for this one, I can also put it on the camcorder that I'm recording on right now. Another reason why it's better than smartphones, for example, is that it doesn't have the smartphone look. Some smartphones add a lot of digital sharpening, which makes it look terrible in my opinion, whereas almost all camcorders don't really have it. And if they do add a little bit of sharpening, it looks nice. Of course, it also has better codecs than smartphones, but that's also the case with mirrorless cameras. Another reason why I like camcorders so much is because they don't overheat. They can record for a very long period of time. So if I hit record on this one and I let it run for an hour, it's fine. And it will record until the memory card is full or the battery runs out. Another thing I like about camcorders, specifically the AX53 that I have, is that it has multi-camera control. So I can control multiple cameras through this thing. So right now you can see I have the action camera and the normal camera. And right now I am looking through the action cam, but I can also switch to my normal camera and quickly switch between them. And this is a feature that I really like, and I find it very disappointing that the Sony mirrorless cameras don't have it. And I can also put this camera right here, for example, and still see the same frame. So right here I have one shot and here I have the other. When I hit record on this one, it will also record on this one. And if I stop, you can see that they both stop. Another nice thing that dedicated cameras have over a smartphone is that they have fast file transfer. I can quickly get the SD card out and put it in my PC. And the last thing that I like about camcorders, but that's also for normal cameras, is that there aren't any distractions. When you are using your phone, you will see notifications and other things, but with cameras you are focused on filming and you won't get any notifications. So, should you buy a camcorder? Well, in my opinion, it really depends on who you are. If you are someone who really likes to make videos, then this is still a fun option and you can get large amounts of zoom and it's easy to carry around. Of course, it isn't all perfect. Phones are, in my opinion, easier to carry around, and even though this camera has the balanced optical steady shot, in my opinion phones have better stabilization. Another thing is that you can easily carry a phone around. You can quickly put it in your pocket, quickly get it out and take some photos and videos. You need to carry this around separately, whereas this one is always with you. Smartphones can also take better photos than camcorders. And it's also much cheaper. You already have a phone and a camcorder can still be pretty expensive. So I definitely think that camcorders aren't for everyone. Do you still use a camcorder or a mirrorless camera, or are you still using your phone? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you so much for watching.